Back in 2023, our list was packed with familiar faces: Batman, Daredevil, and Spider-Man. These books were flying off the shelves thanks to industry buzz, speculation, and big announcements. Top book was holding strong at number 1 for the 3rd week in a row. But 2 years is a long time in the comic world, and the market never stops shifting. Let's take a look back and see where these books stand now. Hi, I'm Izzy from Comics with IzzyVerse NYC YouTube channel, and this is COVRPRICE'S weekly top 10 reflective. We're going to look back 2 years to March 2023. We're going to take a look at the books that were performing at that time, and let's see how they held over time. It's going to be a fun list, and don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to COVRPRICE'S YouTube channel, and stay tuned for the latest news. Now, let's take a look at this list, starting with number 10. Number 10, The Amazing Spider-Man 21, Vital Nanjiadori. Disney 100, Hulk Black and White 1 in 100, Marvel 2023. Back in 2023, Disney was celebrating its 100th anniversary, and Marvel got in the action with some special variant covers, swapping out classic Marvel heroes for Disney characters. One of the hottest was this 1 in 100 variant, and collectors were shelling out big bucks for it. Raw copies hit $169, and a CGC 9.8 even sold for $400. But fast forward 2 years, and the hype has faded. Collectors have moved on, and now you can snag a raw copy for under $25, with a recent 9.8 selling for just $70. That is a massive drop, making this book an easy bust 2 years later. I really did enjoy these Marvel Disney homages. However, it got to the point that we got so many of them, and it really was losing its momentum. Great book, but it's got to be a bust today. Number 9, The Good Asian Number 1, Image Comics 2021. 2 years ago, Deadline dropped some big news. This Image book was heading to the silver screen. And just like that, collectors jumped in, scooping up copies left and right. Raw books were moving at $14, and a CGC 9.8 even hit $95. But as we've seen time and time again, when Hollywood goes silent, so do prices. With new major updates, interest cooled off fast. Now raw copies are down to $6, and you could grab a 9.8 for under $60. That too is a bust for now. But if this project ever picks up steam again, this book could make a comeback. The Good Asian is a great story that everyone should get a chance to read. I'm really looking forward to the opportunities that it has for options, and possibly we'll get to see a movie. Till then, this book is a bust, but it's hopeful. Number 8, Batman 655 from DC Comics 2006. When rumors started swirling about Damian Wayne finally making his way into the DC universe, collectors wasted no time grabbing this book, one that always finds its way into the top 10. Back then, raw copies were hitting $64, and a CGC 9.8 was commanding $330. Fast forward to today, and while the hype is still there, prices have taken a dip. A raw near-mint copy now sits around $42, and that same 9.8 has nearly been cut in half, dropping to $170. But now, that's a bust. But let's be real. Once we get official news or a casting announcement, you can bet this book will be back on the rise. Damian Wayne's appearance is inevitable in the DCU. Even though this book is a bust today, this book will have the potential to rise in the near future. So I'll hold on to those copies until then. Number 7, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8, Marvel Comics 1984. This iconic cover is no stranger to the top 10. It pops up a few times every year, but this time around, Speculation about the upcoming Secret Wars film sent prices soaring once again. Raw copies were moving for $180, and a CGC 9.8 even hit a massive $831. But here we are, just a few years away from Secret Wars, and we still don't have any concrete news. And without new info on the symbiote suit or Venom, prices have taken a hit. Raw near mint copies are now around $143, and a 9.8 has dropped to $492. That's a bust for now, but make no mistake, any news or fresh speculations could send this book climbing right back up. Secret Wars number 8 has got to be one of the biggest books today. It's still strong with the potential of the black suit symbiote to make its appearance on the MCU. We got some years away from it, so in the meantime, hold on tight until it happens. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 7, Marvel Comics, 1984. Back in March 2023, rumors that Sydney Sweeney will be playing Jessica Carpenter had collectors scrambling for this book. The first appearance of the second Spider-Woman was on fire. Raw near mint copies hit $30, and a CGC 9.8 sold for $270. But fast forward 2 years, and Madam Web has come and gone with barely a whisper. While Sweeney rumors turned out to be true, interest in this book has plummeted. Raw copies are now selling for $15, and graded copies have dropped to $128. That's a bust 2 years later, no doubt about it. Madam Web was the reason for Secret Wars number 7 to rise in price with the addition of Julia Carpenter in the movie. Sydney Sweeney did her job. Unfortunately, the movie did not. However, I do believe we're going to see Sydney again in the future, somewhere else. Be on the lookout for more Sydney appearances. Number 5, The Punisher War Journal number 6, Marvel Comics, 1989. When news broke that John Bernthal was returning as the Punisher, fans were all in. Collectors scooped up tons of Punisher-related books, and 2 even landed on the top 10 list. One of them, Punisher War Journal number 6, featuring an epic showdown between Punisher and Wolverine. Speculation about Bernthal possibly showing up in Deadpool and Wolverine sent prices climbing. Raw copies hit $20, and a CGC 9.8 was selling for $160. But now that we know Punisher won't be in the movie, prices have taken a hit. Raw copies have dropped to $10, and a 9.8 is now sitting at $100. That's a bust for now, but with Bernthal set to return and Daredevil Born Again, Punisher's time in the spotlight isn't over. Punisher War Journal issue number 6 is one of my favorite books. I absolutely love seeing Wolverine tear up Punisher's costume in their first battle. Though there's no momentum behind it, it's still a great book to have. Number 4, Daredevil 183, Marvel Comics, 1982. The second Punisher book on our list features a classic Frank Miller cover, one that always been in demand, showing these two icons at war. Back in 2023, this book saw a nice jump with raw near mint copies hitting $25 and CGC 9.8s pushing close to $300. Fast forward 2 years, and while it's still a fan favorite, prices have dipped. Raw copies now sit in the $15, $17 range, and a 9.8 has dropped to $198. This book is timeless and will climb again over time, but based on today's numbers, it's a bust for now. Daredevil Born Again is off to a great start. We know that the Punisher is on his way, and this book is definitely a book to hold out for. So hold on to it, and I guarantee you within the next couple of weeks, this book is going to be hot again. Number 3, Batman 357, the blank facsimile edition, DC Comics 2023. 2 years ago, this blank cover for issue 357 made it to our list at the number 3 spot. With fans gearing up for convention season, raw copies were moving at $11, and over 30 copies sold that week in 2023. Fast forward to today, and this book has pretty much become just another blank cover. Prices that dropped to $5, which is typical for most blank covers. And recently, a CGC 9.8 sold for just $18. Kinda crazy considering that's nearly the cost for grading the comic. No doubt about it, this book is an easy bust 2 years later. As an artist, I live for blanks. However, blanks don't really have a place in the collector's market unless there's art in the book. So therefore, this is a great book to have. It's a better book to have when you have an established artist doing a piece of work on it. That's my opinion, but this book is a bust as is. Not a bust if you got some good artwork in it. Number 2, Wakanda number 4, the second print from Marvel Comics 2023. Tosin Oduyoyi was one of the hottest debut characters in 2022. And in 2023, a new character with ties to his past, Kimmy, made her debut. Fans were intrigued, and this second print shot up to $11 for raw copies, with a CGC 9.8 even going for $46. But fast forward 2 years, and Kimmy has pretty much become an afterthought for collectors. Now raw copies are back to cover price at $4, and the CGC 9.8 recently sold for just $32, showing there's little buzz around the character. So it's safe to call this book a bust 2 years later. The appearance of Tosin and Kimmy are very important to Wakanda. We might see them again with the upcoming Wakanda animated series. Don't know much about it right now, but as time progresses, I think there is hope for this book. Until then, let's take a look at another hopeful with number 1. Number 1, Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 5, Marvel Comics 2023. First appearance of Dream Spider was one of the hottest books of 2023, even holding the number 1 spot for 3 consecutive weeks. Raw near-mint copies were holding steady at $14, and a CGC 9.8 even sold for $160. But 2 years later, many collectors have shifted their focus to other characters and trends. Today, you can pick up a raw near-mint copy for around $10, and a graded copy is going for less than $50, with a recent sale at just $29. So this book is a bust for now, but if Dream Spider ever becomes a key part of a storyline again, you can bet this book will rise in both demand and price. And on a side note, Dream Spider was one of the most interesting and original takes on the Spider-Man totem, and it will be fun to see her make a comeback soon. First appearance of Dream Spider is important. She is a character that's very different from the other Spider-Verse characters, and I do think there is a possibility we may see her in a future project here and there. Until then, this book is a bust, but there is opportunity, and she's an interesting enough character that she might rise in price. So until then, who knows? There you have it. That's our list for this week. I hope you enjoyed it as I enjoyed making it. But make sure you take this opportunity to just like this video and make sure you subscribe to Cover Price. While you're at it, go check out my channel. It's Comics with IzzyVerse NYC on YouTube. I do a lot of cool stuff as well there. So if you have an opportunity to go out there, go check it out. Until next week, I'll see you then, and enjoy your comics. Excelsior.